Linda is a inspiration, and she has a fan club all over the world. Worldprofit, George has a fan club all over the world. You have a fan club all over the world. Sandy has a fan club all over the world. I have people who look at me and wonder all over the world how I get away with it, which I suppose is a kind of fan club. Linda is here late, early, in between. I've never heard her complain. I've been in houses with her where she certainly had grounds for complaining. She didn't. The kind of control I personally don't have that. I always bellow. I'd rather get it out. You're always very great. You're always very gracious and graceful about it, which I always am puzzled by. How people can be gracious in the face of so many. Well, no, I mean there are so many people who say so many things that are just so crazy. Right? And you see them in here every single day.
Hello, Gerard. Welcome back.
You know, and I know, and George and Sandy, we all know, that these people so often are going to listen and say, oh, it's good, 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 and then they're going to do the exact opposite, or worse, they do nothing at all.
I know.
So today, I want to throw down the gauntlet. If you listen to the lady, do what she says. Don't say, she do it, and I cannot do it. If you say that, you will miss the whole point. The message of today, their work is to get out there and do it. And you're going to make mistakes. Make them early. Early mistakes are acceptable mistakes. You know, and Linda, you know, that people come in here and they buy their silver package and then they disappear for 6 months or whatever. They come back wondering why they haven't made any money. Let me tell you, folks, how you make money in this organization. You're going to do it by following the guidelines of the boot camp. You're going to do it every day. The first day you stop doing it is the cataclysmic day. That's the worst day of your life. Because you say, oh, it doesn't matter. But it does matter. That day is gone. And you're going to stay until you beat Linda. I've always said that to beat Linda, you have to be Linda and do everything she does, and you have to do one more thing that she hasn't thought about. That's going to be very difficult to do because she thinks about it all the time.
Think about it.
Linda is joy. Joy. She's a joyous person. She's had issues. God knows all human beings have issues. But all the time is can-do joy. And I've wondered about this, and I know that Italia and company are part of the deal. You wouldn't ever get Linda if you don't listen to the kind of what sociologists call the noise in the background. In other words, what's going on in her life that would be clues that Sherlock Holmes would find. Well, Italia, right at the top of the list. It's not the offensive grandparent chatter. God, I hate that. Oh, what those long Christmas cards. And then we we bought a book, and then we read the book, and then we talked about the book. I can't stand those Christmas letters that go on for 26 pages?
Yes.
Maybe you didn't get any. You got a lot of them. All these, my family did this. These comments are not a good proposal, and they fit in nicely into her life. And she has a balance. Balance, because some people would say that you're imbalanced. Some people would say that I'm imbalanced. Oh my God, some people would say that about me too. In college, they said they wanted people who were well-balanced. I wasn't well-balanced. I just told me of many stories.
I went to college later. I went to college later in life.
You have to have, it would be bad for me if there were no Linda. It would be bad for Linda if there was no me. We balance each other and we punch each other out. So we're unscrupulous when it comes to our points of view. She loves to win. I love to win. She doesn't pull any punches. I don't pull any punches. And so consequently, we have very, well, first of all, they're very funny. I mean, they're humorous. Right? We could write them on television, just as it's. game or something like that. Don't you think? Our conversations are always honest. You never lied to me. I never lied to you.
No.
We get right down to the nitty. We beat out when we don't agree, and we don't agree. We come from, partly we don't agree because she's a woman, I'm a man. That's not a sexist comment. Men and women have different views of the world. They look at things differently. And Linda is relationship-oriented, and I'm results-oriented. That doesn't mean that she says she doesn't like the results. She does. It doesn't mean to say that I'm not liberal myself. But in different proportions at different times. We may drink the same cocktail, but not the same day. I was thinking a lot about you over the last couple of days since George Stanley told me this, they're going to do this thing. And I am so happy that this is happening. I would love everyone in this organization. Well, you know, I would like everybody in this organization to do a video and to talk about what they've done or not done, or what they need to do, and so maybe put their suggestions for improving in the video, so that you can play it night and day. What you bring to this organization, first of all, you brought failure. It turned into success. And you've been very honest from the beginning about where you spent the money and what they did to you and what they didn't do for you and how discouraged you got. You, in some certain ways, believed in the internet more than I did. To me, it was simply another add-on to a life that was already very busy, publishing company, whatever. For you, this was it. You had to make this go.
Salvation. I had.
And I think, and I tell you something. If every person in this room and who attends your program today will tell the truth and say, my next meal was dependent on this, because that's the way I approach everything. I don't go into anything that I'm going to be half-assed about, and I'm not going to dedicate myself.
Exactly.
I go into it because I am going to dedicate myself, and I'm going to make a success of it. And I'm so disappointed in our nation, our culture, that lets so much slovenly behavior. Well, it's just okay. It's not okay. It's the end of our civilization. Linda doesn't read what I write most of the time. My own father and mother don't read what I write either, so you're in good company. They say, well, we get enough of you around the house. But every once in a while, Linda will read something and tell me exactly what she thought about it. She never varies. She tells you like it is. And those people are like gold. Not because you like what they say. You don't. Well, certain things she said I don't like, and certain things that I said that she doesn't like. Isn't it like the things being said? It's that we value the fact that somebody would be that kind and caring about us, that they tell you the truth. Because most people lie to each other. They lie in their marriages. They lie in their professional relationships. We don't lie. I don't know why. Why do we not lie?
Gosh, I think lies are hard to keep track of. I just do the truth, then I don't have to worry. People who lie, how do they keep track of the lies? I don't know.
Great difficulty, I would imagine. Anyway, for the record, because you're having this, this is like a funeral, only you're alive for that. You have to put up with that, the eulogy. I personally am ecstatic that you stuck around, because Linda, many years ago, had a to-do, didn't we? And we reached a crossroads early on where we were both angry with each other. We were angry with each other because, well, for one thing, I was angry with you because you didn't give it your all. And I get so angry at putting in my all and dealing with people who put in 10% of their all. Can't imagine how frustrating that is for a person like me, who's very obsessive, perfectionist, compulsive, has to have it right all the time. That's a difficult hand to play. Most people say, well, if I win every once in a while, I do something every once in a while. No, but that's not good enough. Not good enough for me, not good enough for Linda. she was letting herself down, and I was blunt, blunt and power.
Brutally honest.
You can't ruin us. People don't like brutal honesty, but they need it. We need it as a country. We need it as a political structure. We need it as human beings. We have to have it. It's so much better in the long run. You have been an inspiration to everyone from the very beginning. First of all, even in the sort of things that will be a little odd, like when you quit, and you came back, and you said to me, "Are you going to quit?" And you took it from me, and I'm not polite in those situations. I don't believe in politeness. I believe in blunt honesty. And George says that he's ready.
Right.
So, I guess we're all going to go into the live meeting room. Is that so? Is that where we're all? I'm going to step here and make sure.
To do it right here.
Oh.
Okay, so where are we going? Oh,
perfect. Then I have to go down. I am a watcher of Linda and George, and I am pleased to be such. Linda, you're wonderful. Thanks for doing this.
Yo. And Jimmy, we are doing.
And there we go. How is everybody doing?
Hi, George.
Hi, Linda.
Everyone hear us okay?
We're doing pretty good. I'm going to start the recording here in a few seconds, and then it's very informal. I'm just going to ask you some questions, Linda, and we'll take it from there.
Okay.
And there I go. I've got everything recording now, Linda. And first thing I'd like to say is, again, congratulations on so many years of producing, well, I guess, leads and converting those leads to people that are paying silver or platinum members. And the support you've given is really incredible. But let's get to the meat and potatoes here. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions about how you do all this and everything, and I really wanted to do this so that people who are brand new, who may have put in 2 weeks or 3 weeks of time into this, they're going to get to a point where they say, man, this is really tough, and they're going to need this video here going. It's worth it. And I want to start with the first big question to you, which is, what was the biggest motivation? What was it that did it, that got you to come to Worldprofit in the first place and keeps you here?
Well, just like a lot of people, I was out on the internet. I wanted to have a home business online, and taken, for thousands of dollars. When I stopped counting, I was at like 13,000. I was ready to give up, and to tell you the truth, I'm not sure how I landed here. Probably some ad, but I myself, my gut never leads me astray, and my gut said, "This is it. This is the one." And it was because it's live. It's real people. That's what I needed. I needed somebody I could just ask questions of, just point me in the right direction. I don't mind that, not a problem. I totally love doing this. And so that's why I say you guys had me at hello, because having real people, the difference for me. And I knew that if they're doing business in front of the whole world, they have to be real. All the other things I paid money for, there was no real people at all. Matter of fact, I don't think any of them are still around.
And I have to add my little tidbit here too. And you know, as people are watching this, you can see people coming in. They're coming in on the 87. It says 87 members and guests. And you know what that means is that people are seeing us really here, and they can interact with us right away, and we can tell them what to do, where to go, to know all the information. And I can see why you were taken by that, because all these years later, I never see this type of technology. I've never ever seen this in a member area anywhere other than you know, an interactive chat or a recorded video, which, you know, even we have, but you also have this live system here. So that leads me to my next question, which is, what would you recommend, or what's your advice to somebody who's just starting out, like just gets in here and gets going?
To follow the boot camp. The boot camp is logical order. I mean, you're so tempted because we have so much here to click this, do, you know, start going around the big vat of chocolate. But if you really want to get started making money, start with level 1, go to level 2, 3, because everything is in a nice logical order. So, and it's like baby steps, which it's very easy for me to understand. So I'm sure others can understand it as well, you know. And implement it. Don't just watch the videos. Do what he's doing.
Okay. I froze up there, so I decided to come back on. Hopefully, I unfreeze soon. Here, let me just hit my refresh on my other recording browser here, and it should be just fine. There we go. Perfect. Now, with that being said, I mean, I'd also say exactly when people first come in here, it really is incredibly important to just get started and step it. Realize that, you know, there's a lot to do in here, and that you just want to be consistent, which is great advice. I think the biggest question that most people have: what's your daily checklist like? What do you do? Take me through. You get up in the morning, and what happens?
Okay, well, first thing I do in the morning is log into all my computers with my coffee, of course. And I check my emails, my personal emails, make sure what went on during the night while I was sleeping, because Worldprofit will tell us anytime someone logs in under us, any sales that are made. Sandy emails us if she has a question about something we're doing. Okay, so that's the thing I check. Then the next thing I do is I do my promos. And of course, I do it. I'm the least technical person in the world, as everyone who knows me knows. I have my paper notebook. Now, there's ways to do this automated. We have that here too. But I just choose to do it that way. So I just go page to page. And what I found, like from the beginning when I started joining the 20-plus traffic teams, I started seeing people coming in under me. This was new to me. I had people under me. And then I thought, you know, there's so many more streams. I wonder if I join more, will I get more people under me? Well, I did, and sure enough. And then I go, I'm going to join all of them. And then more and more people came in under me, and I was making sales. So I do recommend to get in all of them. And now that I've been here over 6 years, those streams of income turned into nice income sources. Plus, you know, I have a relationship with the owners. I get commissions from them, and it works really well. Those streams work really, really well. And then, of course, we have money makers. Then George was putting in ebooks for us for the Resellers Club, the goodie bag and stuff, which are all ours to use, sell, whatever. And I decided I was going to learn more from each of those ebooks at least once a week. So that's how I started learning the social networks. And so we have ebooks that show you how to use the social networks to make money from them, okay? To bring in good customers, to build relationships. I don't even have my phone, so okay, anyway. I must have left it somewhere. So it just has, over the years, it's all worked for me, and it's so convenient to have everything all in one place, you know?
Okay, and you know what I get from this right now is that we're live business. We're actually doing business from our homes for the most part. And, you know, you hear a phone ringing and you see me go off and stuff. And, you know, what proves to people is that we're real. We don't have some studio where we, you know, you're in the fancy on shop and we say, oh, all of those can make you bucks and you do anything. And that's, personally, that's my favorite thing, that we don't have all that makeup crap. We just sit here and we say, we're going to do a video of an interview, and if there's a phone ringing or my eye freeze up or whatever, this is how it is in reality. And what you just told me is that it's a tremendous amount of work. I saw that binder you got there. That's bigger than mine. And I like that. That's what I want people to see, that this is a job. You actually get up in the morning and you work, and you post your ads and things like that. And I have another question for you. That I'm sure everybody wants to know is, and granted, you've been doing this for a long time and you're a monitor, but how do you handle the associate that comes now? Let's just say you get your mail and you've got 2 or 3 associates. Take us through that process that you personally full well that first started. You just let the Live Business Center do its job, and I'm not really. I don't want you to answer for the newbie. I want you to answer for the person who's been in for maybe 4 months and maybe is a monitor. But how do you do it? How do you handle them?
Okay, that's a really good question, because that's really, really important. So once I do promos and then people are coming in, if I have a phone number, I am going to call them, okay? Now, we have the goodie bag. Okay, anything goodie bags available to our associates for free if they watch our video or attend Anything Goes. So when I call them, I will first of all introduce myself, bring up that I'm with Worldprofit, remind the site with live people talking to them in case they say things that day, and they usually remember. And you know what? I'll have to say, maybe 1 out of 100 doesn't want to talk to me. Most people say, you know what, you're the first real person to call me. And so they're very nice people, and they're all looking for what we have. Everybody needs direction online. So, of course, then, I tell them I'm going to send them their login information again, and to let them know that every time they watch our video, they can have a gift out of our goodie bag. And if they have any questions, I give them my phone number. They have my personal email, easy to get a hold of. So I'm not trying to sell them over the phone. I'm trying to give them something for free. I let the monitors do the sales job. Okay, so you don't have to be a salesman to call someone and say, hi, you got lots of free stuff you can get. Just keep bringing them in here, So that's what I do. I also, of course, keep a list of people that said, well, I'll get paid in a week. So I have that. I have a paper notebook for that also. I also have a paper notebook being a monitor. So I am the least technical person in the world. So you can do this. You don't have to be a techie to do this.
That's great, Linda. And, I get it. My interview notes are on paper. Most of the stuff I have is on paper. And what I really want people to understand is that you don't just get rid of the old technology of pen and paper. You embrace the new technology, but don't ever just throw things out like the old phone and stuff like that. So it's great that there's no real secrets, just, again, and this is my favorite part about you, Linda, and many of our top dealers, is that you simply work hard. You haven't found some magic software that does it all. It's just good old hard work, which is good to know. I mean, that's amazing. Now, when you do your follow-up, do you I'll ask you two parts to this question, and you can the phone. Do you use something like Skype, or do you just use your hand phone? And for email, how do you send email? Do you use Gmail? Do you use what? Tell me about that.
Well, along the way, I was just hooked on Yahoo Mail, but of course they're trying to get everybody to upgrade. They told me I was hacked, so then I did switch to Gmail. Now I really like Gmail. I really do. And what's nice, Gmail, the other one, Google is so reliable, okay? And the way that they process the emails and everything, and I'm able, because of Worldprofit sends me like a notification someone's been in 4 times, I want to know that, because I have a system of emails that I send depending how many times they've been in here. So I have that. I have different systems in place. I have different subject lines to those systems. If someone came in for the very first time and they watched the video or not, okay, but they didn't purchase, I have a certain email for that certain subject line. And I have seen people literally go, turn around, come back from those emails, because I see it coming from a person and not just Worldprofit. Worldprofit's very strong too, but I got my name in the email, so they know this is a person sending it to them. It does make a difference. It really does. With a percent chance of them opening it up higher than a regular autoresponder. Did I answer the question? Okay. I start going off and forgetting the question.
No, that's a very good answer, and it's sort of what I thought you would do, is you would, as you go through, and I want to make sure that I remind people who are watching this video, Linda has been doing this for over 5 years, and she has developed her own system just for follow-up and, making sure that she communicates. But what I think that I would like people to get from this is the communication, the connecting with people. As you get better and better at this, will work in any business that you're in. And that's what we're trying to teach people, is that you establish communication with people. And you learn that as a monitor, obviously, because people come in here and you might talk to them for 10 minutes and they go, can't hear you, or I can't communicate with you. So that's fantastic. I think I guess in summary, how do you support the people that you've brought in who have upgraded? What are just a few key points to keep them?
Yes, I actually have a system for that too. I call them as soon as possible. Okay, excuse me. You want to have communication with your dealers, absolutely. And you only get one first impression, and I want that to apply to monitors also. People who are we are their first impression. Okay, that's why I always want it to be friendly. I always want to talk to them about the VIP list and what they get for watching our video and stuff like that. Well, now they're a dealer. Now they're they're a little bit nervous because they did put out the money. I call them and reassure them that you've trusted us. Don't worry, we're not going to let you down. And I give them my home phone number. I give them my personal email, my Skype. I use Skype. When somebody's out of the country, I use Skype to get a hold of. Skype is awesome. And I tell them, look, even in the country, hook me up on your Skype, because if you have a question, you can just type it to me and it pops right on the screen, and I can answer it immediately. It's so nice. There's no reason why anyone in the world can't get a hold of me. Okay, so I give them all that information. I'm here a lot. okay? And I enjoy it. I guess that's why I just love this, you know? I love the friends that I've made here, and we have the best leaders on the planet, the best training, and I can honestly say that. Where else can you say that? I have, and I keep looking at everything that people want to send me, and this is the best you can do online. This is the very best. So, wait. Let me finish that. Okay, so more thing. New people. I sat down one day, wrote out all the steps all the way through level 4, because some people still learn, better by reading it. Of course, we have our videos that makes it really nice. My first tells them all my communication, thanks them for trusting me, gives them, if this happens, delete your temporary cookies. If this happens, do this. But this is what you can do for the first 4 levels. I do tell them to get a 3-ring biter, and so I get them rolling that way. But I do want to contact them personally. That's very important, to get a personal phone call to them or a Skype or something. And so then along the way, when I see them working it and they get to like level 3, 4, I see they're starting to bring in people, then I send them the next email. And what that does is one of my favorite places to hang out at, social networks that really are. Other places I'm promoting that are not in the 20-plus streams that are working for me. I give them my emails to send to dealers and associates. Everything I have, I give my dealers. It's all in writing. So they have everything I have.
Wow. That's absolutely outstanding. My favorite thing about what you said was the sense of community, and that's what we've tried to achieve way back with this live business center, was a community feeling where people can come in, interact, and be directed to the right material. And of course, as a sponsor, you've taken that obviously another level. It's my hope that a lot of the dealers that are in here, the silver and platinum members that are making sales, that are successful, are hearing that and saying to themselves, wow, that's a really good way of supporting people, and on those lines of community and mutual benefit. My biggest question now, which I think you sort of gleaned on, what would be the top tools, and just a couple, you need to name off 20 of them, but what are your top favorite tools in the member area that you utilize on maybe a daily or weekly basis?
I love the Magic List Builder. Okay. That's great for social networks. You can take the hot topic of the day, piggyback your site to it. Okay. I love, so many. The Sea Life list, you're right. I live in there. I live in the Sea Life sponsor list. Gosh. I'll remember something 30 minutes from now, but let me look at the site here. It's everything we have that automatically go to. I'm able to see who's good. Look, actually, what I like about that, who logged in, that's like one of my favorite things. Magic List Builder. We all give us that I've used, like in the goodie bag, how to use a certain social network, and we know you got to learn Facebook. That's all there is to it. And you got his Facebook software to use. And so the first time I went on Twitter is because you had the Twitter manifesto in the Resellers Club, which we get to use all that. So right then I learned how to use Twitter and Pinterest and all the things that George brings to us. Well, it's my project that week to make sure I learn that, and put it into my system of what I do every day. Hi, Marion Carlson.
Yeah, and
a couple things.
No, that's good. That's good. I think what you've really answered is that a lot of tools in here, and it's hard to one or two because they're, and I know because I was looking around I was answering my own question because I have a silver account myself. It's I showed it in my boot camps, and if somebody asked me right away, I might pick different things, but the big things for me were just like Sandy said, the who's logged in is really neat because it spies on people that you brought in, and you know where they've been, especially if you're a new dealer who's brought in 4 or 5 people that they obviously don't have access to see live sponsors because they're not monitors, but the who's logged in is just as good. And of course the ad tracker. I think the ad tracker is enormous for I'm using that thing because I sent out a couple of Safelist, and I created my own cloaked URL separate from the push button one, just because I want to know what that Safelist was producing in particular, and you can search the ad tracker. And I was actually saying this like an error where, and I built it, but I built that because you asked for it, so that helped too, right? Right, so that's been a fantastic opportunity. I wanted to keep it to under 30 minutes, which we're doing really well now. Give me some closing remarks, and
Okay.
give people a reason for continuing to stick it out.
Oh my gosh, because it was. But I want to say one more thing. A big part of success is giving back. And one way that I give back is by being a monitor here and helping others in this community to make sales. And of course, when I'm up, people are asking me questions, and I am as honest as I can with them. But being a monitor, it's a little scary at first, okay? But you know what? Step out of your box, because that's the way you're going to succeed. We have Anthony Slade. He's blind, and he's an excellent monitor. Okay, I have still here. You know why? Because you got to give back, and that makes you the success.
Absolutely fantastic. And I wanted to again thank you very much, Linda, for your time, and a really big appreciation has to be given at this point, since this video will be up for so long, to all the monitors that give of their time. It is absolutely incredible for me because I have the Live Business Center on pretty much all the time, and I just love it. It's interactive. It's always on. So a huge thank you, and thank you again to Patrice. I believe you're recording this too. This will be available in the under the training link, and it'll replace the other one, but it won't get rid of the other one. I'll keep the other one there so that they can see. That's great, everybody. And
thank you, George.
and then I stop recording. Patrice might be still recording. I'm not sure.
Just create systems that work in your life. That's all you need to do. Like, I have certain times a day I do everything, and it makes it comfortable, makes it enjoyable. And of course, I show up. That's the big thing. Show up, participate, watch what's going on here. It's awesome, and you learn so much just from watching. Be involved in your business. That's pretty much everything I have to say. Everything.
Yeah, no, that's great, Linda. And I came up, and I'm going to try to come up a few times if I'm not too busy with programming. And all the monitors, nobody's in here, I'll take over because I love it. It's just send D1, D2, D3. You just go through the buttons, and it's easy to answer questions for people because you simply say to them, "Listen, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Do you got $99? No. Would you got $2? You got $5? How do you get in here? I actually have fun with people because I just get such a kick out of people coming in. I don't have any money, and then Dr. Lant gives them the offer, and then they buy, or you give them an offer and they buy, and we all just learn that it's just a game. Like people get so serious about this stuff, and yeah, if you need the money, you're serious. But when you're interacting with people in here, make it fun. Look at Junior. I sent him a little note there. I said, Junior, go watch the video. He clicks on the video. He's in the video now, and then they come out and all that stuff. So I'm going to sign off right now and leave the helm to whoever is on duty. And again, thanks a lot, Linda. And
Thank
Toodaloo.
you, George. This is fun. Okay, so Christopher. Oh, Dr. Lant's back up. It is Christopher Nitty's shift that I just totally took over on him. Did you want to come up, Christopher?
You can't leave quite yet. You have to stay for 5 minutes at least.
All right.
First of all, congratulations on a program of great merit, which will help people. Now, here's the thing. They're still going to say, oh, she has this power or this miraculous ability. I want you to tell them, and I want you to speak as bluntly as you are and I are both doing. What kills these people? When they come in here, and I'm talking about Junior Alexander, talking about Muzaffar, talking about the hundreds of people that are looking in on the moment right now, what really is it that they need to overcome? Because it isn't lack of knowledge. It isn't lack of a system. That's all readily available. What do they really have to do?
All they really have to do is the boot camp and just follow it step by step. It's built in baby steps so that just about anybody can understand it. And show up. Okay, just show up. Be part of your. You can't the camp and watch what others are doing, and you'll learn more from that. What I see, though, is people will watch the first video, and I actually, since George revamped everything, it kind of put me back at level 1, and guess what I'm doing? I'm starting over. I'm doing level 1 again, and I'm going to do all the levels over again. Why not? Because you know what I noticed in the first video, all he's telling them really is to get a couple Gmail accounts, trying to get them organized. And what I do when they're new dealers, I tell them, get your paper notebook. It will never crash on you, you know? So basically, I'm seeing, because the internet changes so much, and George keeps up with our lessons. So the lessons are actually new to me because they're new videos now for level 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going back over all the videos now. So that put me back to go, anybody back, really. Know your business. Know what you have here. You paid for it. Know it.
For some reason, people feel that the internet is a qualitatively different animal than doing business offline. I've never agreed with that. It simply puts technology in the forefront in a way that didn't exist before. You know and I know that the people coming in here who have excuses, have had excuses about everything in their life. And the first thing that they say is they don't have $100. And that's a lie. 98.5% of those people may not have $99 in their wallet right that minute, but that doesn't mean they don't have the money. They use that as an excuse for doing nothing. And so long ago I said, look, we're not going to, the internet as a whole is a long environment. People lie about absolutely everything. And it's brought down the standards of an entire civilization. They lie about their age, their weight. They lie about their money. They lie about their sex lives. They lie about their romances. They lie about whether they do or don't have children. They lie about absolutely everything. And we have to maneuver a boat through this perilous stream of lies. And nobody wants to be the wolf said the emperor had no clothes, but I'm going to do it. 98% of the people who come in here lie. Right from the get-go, one or another. People listening, we could start a revolution here on Linda's special day by simply telling people to tell the truth. If you would all tell the truth, and you would tell everybody that you did business with to tell the truth, and in a very short while we'd have an international movement, and we would have a cleansing operation underway. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Make our lives so much easier, make their lives so much easier. Everybody would be better off if you didn't lie. So would you have all the pledge right here on this special Linda Elze Day to tell the truth. That's it. That's all. Just do that.
Honest.
Anybody want to do that? I'm going to do it. I tell the truth. The CEO of this company, I don't lie to you. I tell you the truth. You don't like it. You don't want it.
I know. The truth
but you
hurts
understand
sometimes.
the importance.
But you know
hurts.
what? I'd rather have the truth that hurts than somebody sugarcoating me. You know what I mean? I don't want dishonesty at all. I'd rather have the brutal truth.
Well, we're not seeing too many people who are apparently with us. Anthony, Slade, Herman, Douglas. We're talking to you. You see, because you can't run a magnificent international institution on falsehood. It's just not going to happen. How about this one? People come in here and they say they want to succeed, and they don't work with us. Can we now take a pledge that if you're coming here, work within the ethos of the place? In other words, this is a place where people help each other. And it galls me. By the way, I'm supposed to be politically correct, right? I am not a politically correct CEO. I got news for you people. Political correctness and me don't live in the same house. It pains me, and I know it pains you, that these people sit there and say nothing and do nothing. And pretend that they're going to make money. We know they're not going to make any money. Maybe even in a moment of clarity they know. What do you want to say to these people who come in here and, like an insect, hangs on the wall for 3 days? It does nothing. I know you have strong feelings on the matter.
Oh, more.
Feel free to express.
Absolutely, I get so frustrated because, like I said, I get in touch with my dealers, right, and point them in the right direction. I have it all written out step by step. There's no excuses. And yet they won't log in for a week. And then, or the ones that I tell them, where everything is, and because they didn't log in for a week, they forgot everything. I got to redo everything. I'm just like, oh. And then they'll tell support, I can't get hold of my sponsor. Really?
Well, again, it comes down to not dissimulate, tell the truth. I still haven't seen all of you up here. Isn't it the truth is good? It isn't it gold, sorry. Being dyslexic has its disadvantages. We must look upon Worldprofit as a cauldron of good ideas, new ideas. And if we have the luxury of being able to experiment with their work, then we pass them on to others. Do you want to say something about the $99 I live in? When the other people say, oh, that's so much money. Have they been to the grocery store lately? Have they looked at the price of peanut brittle? I mean, this is a joke. This $99.95 is a joke.
It is. For what I had here and how much money I spent on absolutely nothing out there. Tafiti Consulting, which doesn't exist anymore, $3,000. They were supposed to build the site, teach me everything. I'd be making money in a week or two. Once the credit card cleared, they said, go to eBay, buy a bunch of stuff, and sell it. That was the total training. I'm telling you. And then to charge $99 to have a real audience with George every week, to have you all the time working side by side with us, to have videos, everything you have here, Nico, to promote anything. It just amazes me when somebody says, that's too much money.
Well, let's bring this into the real world even further. We have a fellow named Herman who's sitting up there at the top of the list. Herman, this is an opportunity to change your life, and I'm going to take advantage of it. Herman, first thing, I want you to say hello. We'll do this in the babyest of steps. Herman, will you say hello to us? This is the first thing. He has to reach out to us, or we can't move. Now, he may or he may not respond. Being given a chance. Herman, This is Dr. Lant speaking to you on behalf of Linda Elze and myself and all the people at Worldprofit. And you're sitting there right now and came here ostensibly to make money on the internet. But as I my 90 book next, you are going to be one of the 99% that fails. Now, is that number preordained by God? No. It could go up, it could be even worse, or it could go down and be even better. Now, here's the first problem.
Real number.
Furman has no circles of influence. Nobody's helping him. He can't be educated, he can't be instructed, he can't be mentored because he doesn't communicate. And that's the tragedy right there of the majority, the overwhelming majority of people on the internet. Would you say that they have everything before them and they won't reach out to establish that initial contact, for whatever reason?
Yep, absolutely true. And then they go and they'll buy an e-book here, e-book there, and they've spent more than they would have spent here and had everything.
Okay, well, George is going to be giving people a present. If you sit there and listen for 7 minutes, he's going to get a factor in some credits, and he'll add this to all the LBC messages. You see, in the final instance, the internet has forced all of us to a new level of mobility and change. We don't have the luxury of sitting there and saying, well, it worked a year ago. It worked 5 years ago. Those are like ancient dinosaur times on the internet. Our stuff has to work today. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret about copywriters, because Linda fell victim to our wild battles. Copywriters like me get paid an enormous amount of money to get you to get off your Rumpelstiltskin and do what we want you to do. Copywriters, by defining people, we want you point A when we don't want you anymore, to point B where we insist you go. And we'll say anything, do anything, go anywhere to anyone to achieve the goal. And in the process, copywriters get rich. I mean really rich. Because a person who sparkle and wave the magic wand and move the people is gold, better than gold. Platinum, better than platinum. And so, moving people from one point to another is our mayor, start the rate. And we have to stay up at that. We have to stay up at that level. George Kosch has to stay on the cutting edge every day of his life. Because Bill Gates once said, do you want to know what my fear in life is? Here's a man who has $60 billion to spend and more every day. If you do the interest on it, if you do the interest calculations on $60 billion, he has tens of millions every. And he said, here is that one day some pimple-faced kid, age 16, is going to wake up with a better idea. Because in technology, that can happen.
Oh, yeah.
And everything that went before would be obsolete. It turns just like that, obsolescence. So we have to stay on the cutting edge. And I ask all of you looking in the window, Linda stays on the cutting edge. She's George Kosch's best student. He stays on the edge. He wants her to stay on the edge. She wants to be on the edge. Sounds like a match made in Nirvana to me. But you folks say, it doesn't matter whether I do or I don't. Oh, it absolutely matters. You cannot succeed without being on the edge. So many of you have outmoded computers, outmoded fax machines, outmoded software. You wonder why you don't work? It's because you're not up to snuff. You're not good enough. And that's the fact. You're not up to snuff. So take another vow today. Vow that you will do what is necessary to stay on the cutting edge of the internet. Because that's where the money is. Right?
Yep. Don't be afraid to jump in with 2 feet. Instead of putting your toe in the water, which I see a lot of people do, what happens when you put a toe in the water? You go, ooh, it's too cold. What happens when you just jump in? Ah, this is great. right? You see what I mean? Jump in with 2 feet. Immerse yourself in everything here. Follow the steps step by step because they are in logical order.
Understand that if you're on the internet, you must embrace the internet, which is, the internet is not a destination, it is a process. It is a process of information transfer. If you want to make money from information, and you do, then you have your hubris, your arrogance, and your know-it-all nature from the very first minute. There are so many people who come in here, and I say, how long have you been on the internet? 3 weeks. Oh, and then they proceed to tell you everything that you don't know. The plain fact of the matter is the 3 partners and people like Linda and the monitors know so much more than the average person will ever know. You're retarding up! I often sit here and think, as I'm pushing people to achieve the first step, do they realize that the people that have created this are light years ahead of where they'll ever be? And that therefore it is a privilege. And I say this, who can't, and I'm the only one in the world who can't say this. It is a privilege to have George Kosch teach you. Harvard University would pay him a great deal of money to have him come down here to do a periodic lecture once or twice in a year or so. They'd listen, and the young people at Harvard are very clever. When internet gurus, which they do frequently, because part of them went there, like Bill Gates and Zuckerman, the place is packed with young people who want to know what he knows. You have a privilege of learning from Linda Elze. She doesn't have to do any of this. And she does it because it's the right thing to do. And I often tell her, don't do that. So much, don't do that. And she says, no, she has to. And I understand. I understand that I have to preserve her from her fans. I have now turned into the bodyguard. I'm playing that soft thing with Whitney Houston. I am the bodyguard.
That's true.
And Sandy Hunter.
Gotta help everybody.
Who's got?
But you too, Dr. Lant. I've seen you work yourself to the hospital, so you know you got to also listen to yourself because you need to take care of yourself. You've gone in the hospital several times because of working so hard, and you don't even have to work. You know.
Well, it is true that the last time I was in the hospital thinking I had a heart attack, they said, we're beginning to be friendly with you. I said, I hope you're not too friendly with me. Have a little bit of distance in our relationship. I'll see you every once in a while. Well, you know, the people who have something to say should say it. And I will say that partly by looking at you and looking at George and Sandy Hunter, this book that I'm writing, my autobiography, is on the cutting edge. It will infuriate vast numbers of people, because it tells the truth about vast numbers of subjects. So you can look forward to that. And, you know, I was thinking about you. There's this young woman, 17 years old, who got the Nobel Peace Prize a few days ago. Her name is Malala Yousafzai.
Yes.
And she is what I'm writing about now. I decided to second book about the, among many things, just the fact that I'm concerned that there has never been a woman at the height point of politics like Nelson Mandela or Martin Luther King or Mahatma Gandhi. They've all been men. Where's the woman? And you'll say, you'll sit there like I sat there with a friend of mine the other week, and we brainstormed women. First of all, you have to be alive. It can't be a dead woman. It has to be a live woman, so that limits the field. And I decided that this 17-year-old girl is the woman for the moment. She has a universal audience. She's Muslim. She was shot in the head and left for dead at age 15. She knows how to talk to kings and princes and peasants and serfs. And she's sweet and charming, her disposition. She's not angry. Try to get up on this side of the road and not be angry. I don't know how, I never know how they pull that off. So I decided that she needed to be in this book as women began to to exercise their power in politics, and I'm going to give them some ideas of how to do that. Linda's a modern woman. She has it all, and she understands the limitations. She can't always be where she wants to be at that moment, and that's part of the problem. We're human. On top of everything, not as a woman or a man, it's making it much more difficult. But it's very exciting writing this book and being able to nominate for world leadership this woman. And I'm hoping that I will meet her. And I'll plan on it. She'll come to Cambridge, everyone does. So we're going to continue today. And I want everyone in this room to take the pledge to yourself. Don't fool yourself. Fool yourself, no, we're not. The most important critic of your life is yourself. If you lie to yourself, it's unforgivable. You'll never know who you are. If you didn't do your promotion, say so. If you really mean to do them properly, then say that and do that. You know, we have so many people. All they have to do is tell the truth. All they have to do is start. All they have to do is stop deceiving themselves.
Yeah, that's all they have to do.
No more
is
deception.
Tell the truth to yourself. Lie to yourself. Excuse me.
Well, sitting here as I do in Cambridge, looking at the world, your bit of the world is a bit of sunshine.
Yes, it is, every day.
I don't mean that. I mean you. I don't mean the outside. I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay up here with the next monitor.
I think it is Sharon.
Always lie.
I think it's Sharon Somerville. Yes.
Good.
Sharon, are you ready to come up? And thank you, Christopher, for allowing me to have your couple hours. It's been fun. And Dr. Lant, mwah. And George and Sandy, thank you so much. I'm so honored. You know, you just have no idea. It's
not an honor, it's the damn truth. Nothing but the truth.